What is up, you guys? Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I roast a whole chicken. Quick, simple, easy, with basic ingredients, simple ingredients, cheap ingredients, how to do it quick and efficiently. This is how I roast a chicken personally, but like I said, you feel free to look up your own recipes, come up with your own ideas, but this is how I do it. It's super simple. I love roasting whole chickens. I do it a couple times a month. I love making a handful of meals out of a whole chicken. It's super cost efficient and it just tastes really, really good. So let's go ahead and hop into how I roast a whole chicken and everything you're going to need to know to get started. Before I do anything else, I have already started to preheat my oven to 350. What temperature and how long you cook your chicken is just going to depend on how you want it cooked. I'm going for tender, fall off the bone, so I'm gonna cook it on a lower temperature for longer. I have about a 1/4 inch of water in the bottom of my roaster pan for my chicken. That's just so it doesn't stick to the bottom. I also already prepped some celery sticks, carrot sticks, and some onion. I'm gonna throw these in around the chicken for flavor purposes. I didn't show me prepping these because it's pretty self-explanatory. I started with whole carrots, I peeled them and cut them into sticks. Celery, onion. You can leave these whole however you want to do them. I cut them down just small enough so they'll fit in here, and I have enough to kind of get it all around all the sides of the chicken. Now I'm going to start with just the smallest amount of Dr. Pepper. Don't ask me why. My father-in-law does it and it always adds so much flavor. So just a small amount of Dr. Pepper for that. Now moving into spices. This is where you're gonna get pretty much all of your flavor, right? So I'm gonna do a little bit of minced garlic. Garlic powder would work just as well. Lorries. I'm gonna throw in 2 or 3 bay leaves. A ton, and I mean a ton, of basil. Don't underestimate, just regular old black pepper and salt. And then I'm gonna throw in a little bit of parsley flakes as well. And I'll show you guys me doing this. You can see how much. I don't have exact measurements for you guys. That's just not how I cook. I'll show you guys that, and I'm gonna make sure that I get a lot of these herbs right in on the chicken, and then we're gonna rub it all in. It's gonna be delicious. So let's do that.
Give me a reason to get out of bed. I need a minute to think, or maybe 2. 'Cause yesterday I lost control and said some things I felt that you should know. I need a day to clear my mind and leave it.
I'm also going to throw in the smallest amount of this soup base right onto the top of the chicken. And like, when I say the smallest amount, I mean the smallest amount. But I did this last time and my husband said that it added a ton of extra flavor, so I'm going to do this. If you had chicken bouillon cubes, that would be
really gross.
That's essentially the same thing, so you can add in bouillon cubes, whatever you want to do, but I only have a little bit left and I want to keep the rest of this for my soup because I'm making a soup out of this chicken. So topping it. And now I'm gonna throw this in the oven, 350 for a handful of hours. We are just over 2 hours into roasting this chicken, and I pulled it out just to check on it, see where it's at, and I'm going to take some of this chicken juice and of course just baste it over the top here, and all those vegetables are really starting to cook down. It smells so good in here right now. It basically smells like Thanksgiving. At this point you could also cut into your chicken, just see where it's at cooking wise. You could stick in a meat thermometer and test it that way if you didn't want to break open your chicken. Totally an option. And I'm just doing this to make sure that the chicken doesn't completely dry out on top. And then before I shove it back in the oven, I'm actually going to take a couple globs of butter and put it right over the top of the chicken, just for the same reason, so it doesn't completely dry out on me. So for a whole chicken, you're going to want to stick this in where it's the thickest. Chicken, you want it to be at 160 or 165, my apologies. And we are definitely there. So I'm gonna top mine with some butter and let it kind of sit and do its thing until it's a little bit closer to dinner time, and I'm gonna be making this into an actual meal. But that is basically the breakdown on how you roast a whole chicken. Before I ended the video, I did want to show you guys just how easily the meat falls off of this chicken. It's so tender, it just drips right off. And honestly, if you didn't want to make a meal out of this, you just wanted to eat the whole chicken with some mashed potatoes and a vegetable, that would be a really good meal. We do that sometimes, but it's so tender, it falls right off. You can see I have a whole bone there that was just all the meat fell off in the cooking process. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance.